Okay, things are working. Video games are being played. Game had been saved last time, and also what had happened last time is Heather and Douglas came to Silent Hill. They're staying in this motel room, which has this incredibly ancient TV. There's no point to turning on the TV. All I could watch is snow anyway. It's so old. I mean, I think I mentioned that in Silent Hill 2 as well. They need to update the TVs here. Whoever owns this motel needs to spend the money on something a little bit more recent. Don't think there's really anything else in here we can look at, but there is something in our inventory we can look at. Well, I'm a little bit hurt. Just take a little swig of health drink. On our way to Silent Hill, Douglas gave us Dad's notebook. Dad wrote about my past in here. As always, this should be novelized. We can take a look at what Dad wrote. Simple works. To my dear daughter. I guess this is not the sketchbook from part 1, since it doesn't have the drawing of Harry on the cover. I hope this will never come to any use. Maybe it's better if you never know. More than anything else, I fear the possibility of your going away, far from me. But sometimes we have to tell the truth. That's why I'm writing this, before I'm lost in death and oblivion. What happened back then? This has something to do with who you are. It all started 24 years ago. Coming back from a vacation, my wife and I found a baby on the side of the highway. Since we were childless, we thank God for letting us meet this child, this girl. We took her home. 3 years later, my wife died, and another 4 years later, 17 years ago, I came to Silent Hill. I heard the girl's pleas and took her with me, not knowing why she wanted us to go there. And it was there that the girl went anyway. Not that she actually went anywhere, nor did she die. Returned to her original self. That's what Dahlia Gillespie said. Original self. That was the young woman burned by her mother as a sacrifice to God, Alessa Gillespie. Half her soul escaped in those flames and went on to live in a baby in that girl of mine, of ours. 7 years passed before that half a girl returned to Silent Hill and made Alessa whole again. Newly strengthened, she vowed to kill God. God, a fetus nestled into this sacrificial girl's womb, was summoned with the usual rites. This was Alessa's wish, no matter what the outcome, even if her own existence were at stake. But that wish was not granted. My interruption meant she prayed instead for the girl's return. I alone couldn't bring her back. Dahlia did it. I only helped at the birthing ceremony to bring God out of Alessa. The newly born God wailed once and was dead. I also shot it a bunch of times with my hunting rifle, all from that girl's and probably Alessa's conscious resistance. That's not the end. After God had vanished in a glow of light, Alessa reappeared and gave me a baby. She looked a lot like that girl so long ago. And then Alessa was gone, dead. There was nothing I could have done to help. I simply clutched the baby to my chest and ran off. The whole thing felt like a dream, but I had proof that it wasn't. The girl was nowhere to be found, and in my arms, the baby. Now 17 years have passed. It feels like only yesterday, and again it feels like a million years ago. Tell me about it, Harry. I confess I had reservations at first about raising that baby. Could I love her? Her existence was thoroughly unexplainable. I thought she could be that young woman who snatched away my beloved daughter. That led to sadness, anger. There were times when I put my hands around her tiny little throat. Several times I even considered abandoning her. That's what a terrible person I am. But I decided to raise her after all. I just couldn't seem to let her go. When you look at me, you laugh, so even now I can't forget about that girl. But I love you. I have no doubts about that. That's all I ask you to believe. To my precious daughter, Harry Mason. So, Silent Hill 1 was told in a very vague, obtuse way. So if you wanted to know what happened in the game, here you go. You got your notebook of exposition right here with us. So Heather, of course, was the baby that was given to Harry at the end of the game. Harry technically never got Cheryl back. He got a brand new baby, and that is what Heather is. Though Alessa, Cheryl, and Heather technically all the same person. It's very foggy here. Look at all this fog. We weren't getting that much fog. Actually, we really weren't getting any fog at all. Now, so much of it. Also, I've been playing the game with the noise filter off. If I had it on, the noise filter really intensifies at this point because we've now entered Silent Hill. So even the noise filter knows that things are bad. Where are we going? Well, we're at Jackson. We're in a familiar place. There's Rosewater Park, Blue Creek Apartments, Pete's Bolorama, Texan Gas, Heaven's Night. We're heading to the hospital. We're here to find Leonard, who Vincent said we should find. Douglas said he was going to Leonard's house. He told us to look through the hospital. I'm not really sure why we're looking through the hospital, but that's where we're going. I mean, I guess there's some reason to expect that Leonard might be at the hospital. But before we do that, we could, like, walk around town. Because, you know, in the previous 2 games, there was a lot of walking around Silent Hill. Walking around the streets and seeing the sights. In Silent Hill 3, this is really the only part where you get to do that. Hey, look up. There's pizza. Free delivery. Just call 0000000 to get some free delivered pizza. I don't need to go there. That's the wrong place to be. Yeah, we can't walk off the map. We also can't go... Yeah, we can't go to the Blue Creek apartment, which was the first dungeon in Silent Hill 2. We also cannot enter Rosewater Park. It's blocked off. So even though we can walk around this part of Silent Hill, we can't really go into much or look at much. Neighborhood Cafe. What's that? Lakeview Hotel. Well, we know where that is. It's across the lake, but we're not going there. We're not taking a boat. If we kept going this way, we'd go up Nathan Avenue to the Silent Hill Historical Society. Like, we could try to go up there and see what happens. And the beautiful sound of spinning giant flying insects with blades. Silent Hill Historical Society, this way. What does that say? The story of the truth? I think that's what that says. I don't need to be here now. Heather just knows. She just knows. So don't even bother going that way. And now that takes us to around Pete's Bolorama. Here's the entryway, but the door's shut tight. We cannot play a game of bowling. We could go around the back, which is where James and Maria chased Laura. But it's locked. We can't go that way. So it's kind of an odd thing. Like, we have this setting that we remember from Silent Hill 2, and we get to run around in it for a bit, but there's not really much to really do or look at here. Like, it's here. But really the only thing to do is just head straight to our objective. Here's the Texan Gas. You can't go in. Some newspaper vending machines. This is where James... Oh, hey. This is where James got one of the items needed to try to resurrect his wife. Can't do anything with the gas pumps. Here's a wall. A very scenic wall. Maximum grip. Well, Heather doesn't drive herself, so she doesn't have much of a use for that. Oh, hold on. Cool custom. Once again, Heather does not have a car, but Douglas has a car. Does Douglas want to get his car tricked out? Get some cool customs? We're running by Heaven's Night, which of course is where Maria worked. And we actually can go inside. This is like the only place we can go inside. First aid kit, beef jerky. That's what you have. That's every strip club. The tables are outfitted with that. It's not a club unless you have some first aid kits and beef jerky. It's a tourism pamphlet. I'd forgotten it, but it's true. Silent Hill was originally a resort town. Welcome to Silent Hill. Silent Hill, a quiet little lakeside resort town. We're happy to have you. Take some time out of your busy schedules and enjoy a nice, restful vacation here. Row after row of quaint old houses, a gorgeous mountain landscape, and a lake which shows different sides of its beauty with the passing of the day, from sunrise to late afternoons to sunset. Silent Hill will move you and fill you with a feeling of deep peace. I hope your time here will be pleasant and your memories will last forever. Editor, Roger Widmark. Roger Widmark loves this place. I got shotgun shells. Paradise, huh? It's one sleazy paradise, all right. But it's better than the paradise that Claudia was talking about. Well, anyway, this isn't exactly where I want to hang out. Kiss. However, we cannot go through the Kiss door. Not really anything else in here. I don't think Heather has a comment about the bar. Heaven's Night. And we just continue on, heading towards the hospital. I've mentioned before, the game is very linear, just taking you from dungeon to dungeon to dungeon. And then when you actually get to an open world part where you're running around the town, like in the previous games, not really anywhere to go except to the next dungeon. And here we are. I should probably take a weapon out. And also heal myself a little. Oh, look who it is! Let me practice blocking a little bit. There we go. Sword versus pipe. Who will win? Give me a little bit of a jab. Wasn't able to respond in time. The other nurse walked away. I guess we weren't interesting enough for her. So, they're not really the nurses from 2. They're not exactly. They're a little similar, but not quite. Their faces look more like faces. And they're sort of hunched over like the nurses from Part 1, but I don't think they have, like, the parasite in their back. I don't see anything wiggling around anyway. Anyway, the map, which is right here, should look familiar because it is the same layout as the first game. Because it is the... I'm sorry, not the first game, the second game. First game was Alchemilia. The second game we went to Brookhaven. So we are revisiting Brookhaven this time round. Nothing interesting on the shelf or scattered on the floor. James and Maria went here to look for Laura, who had run off. Heather's here because she's looking for Leonard. But I'm trying to remember if there was a point where it was mentioned why Leonard might be here, and I don't remember if there was. Well, new dungeon, so you know how it works. Try every door and mark off each of them in red until everything is marked off on the map. Everything must be marked off. Here's a doll. There must have been kids here too then. I played with dolls like this when I was a child too. It really takes me back. Let's read the book. This day has finally come. That's right. The day when you and I will meet. I was always thinking of you here in this gloomy cell. I never even knew your name or face until today. But now I know. I know you're the one I've been waiting for. And haven't you been waiting for me too? That's why you came to rescue me. Oh, how I love you, Heather. I want to give you my prized doll I made to commemorate our meeting, the start of this everlasting love. Ah, I could already see your smiling face. Stanley Coleman. Well, somehow Stanley knows that Heather is coming. What does Heather think of the doll now? Disgusting! I won't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Someone's got a crush. A picture of a flower in a vase. Nice, but whatever. Well, that really has nothing to do with why we're here. We're looking for Leonard. Oh. Got turned around. I think we can go in the elevator, so let's wait until we've looked at everything else. There's a memo posted on the fridge. Food only! Do not store drugs! I wonder if it's okay to store health drinks in here. I got a health drink. Are health drinks regulated by the FDA? I'm not sure about that. It's a medical record or something. It's for this Leonard guy. Okay, so Leonard is actually here. Could this be the same Leonard that Vincent was talking about? Room S12, presenting mild audiovisual hallucinations, emotional instability, obsessive ideas, suspect mild schizophrenia. Will continue observation. Basically calm and cooperative with a strong sense of justice. However, according to reports, becomes very violent when overexcited. The other one is for Stanley Coleman, which is the name that we just read. This is the guy who wrote that sick diary. Room SO7, usually passive and cowardly, also egotistical. Sometimes shows and acts on obsessive attachment to a particular woman. This has caused violent incidents. Use caution. All right, so let's have a look at our map. We're on floor 1. All right, so the third floor. There's S7, where it said Leonard was, and S7 was where Stanley was, and S12 was where Leonard was, I think. In either case, we have a row of S rooms. So 2 of those, one of them belongs to Leonard, and another Stanley. Nothing of interest on top of the desk. Alright, so I think we've gone all around this thing here. think that this other nurse... Yep, okay. I was about to say, I think she's holding a gun. She is not. But there is a gun-toting nurse somewhere in this hospital. Alright, we got a hallway full of rooms labeled C. C2 is open. Oh, there's a big party in here. Look at this party. Everyone get on the floor and twitch. Just start wiggling. But no, not her. The one standing. The best kind of party is one where everyone's wiggling. Well, we didn't actually have to do this. That's a room with a bunch of nurses, but I don't think there's actually anything else in the room. It's just, hey, check it out. And then you realize, oh, I guess there wasn't anything in here. The game does that sometimes. We've seen it. Seen monster rooms. Oh, no, actually, this is the way we want to go. C4. No nurses in here. They were all... Oh, we've seen this doll before. The organization has me shut up in here. They mean to break my will, to make me forget about all that. But I'll stay sane even if they throw me in here with lunatics. How bad if I stick this to the wall? That would be worthless. You can peel it off, can't you? With that junk those nasty wenches won't stop using. If a thing has no meaning, there's no reason for it to exist at all, just as you exist for me. But why haven't you taken my doll with you? Ah, my gift must have embarrassed you. How kawaii you are, Heather. Stanley Coleman. Well, we still don't want to take the gift. Still not with a 10-foot pole. Also, he stuck something to the wall. Many things are stuck to the wall. A cookie, a toothbrush, a spoon, a Christmas card, a clock. Whoever it was probably used glue, but why do this in the first place? There's a key glued to the wall. I'd love to take it with me, but it's really stuck tight. I can't even pull it off. Well, maybe we should just keep that in mind. There is a key stuck to that wall. Maybe we can find something to get it off the wall, but we don't have anything right now. Alright, I believe that's everything in this hallway. Let's check out this main room. We could try out those doors by the day room and the kitchen. Probably broken. Or rather just blocked off by like some tables and such. But the important thing is that we looked. Okay, the only thing we haven't looked at yet is this elevator. Which does work. Never know if an elevator is going to work around here. Okay, so we're on the first floor. That thing that we saw, the note, said that Leonard's room is on the 3rd floor. Unfortunately, the 3rd floor button is not working. So let's go up to the 2nd floor. Can't go into the day room. Let's check out the locker rooms, the nurse's station, the linen room. See if we can open up any of those. Okay, one of the locker rooms is open. It's a fashion magazine. I'm not interested right now. That makes sense. Nail polish remover. Some perfume. Nothing else interesting. These other lockers are closed tightly. All right, let's check out what we just picked up. Well, not the map, but rather nail polish remover. This takes off nail polish. I found it in the women's locker room. And the other thing we picked up, perfume. This stuff smells a little strange. We can equip it. You know, off the top of my head, I don't remember what it does. We're just going to wear it, though. Maybe good things will happen. Oh. Stanley somehow gets around. We have not seen him moving around, though. You may not have yet realized your own true feelings, but you sense them unconsciously. And so you're trying to get closer to me. That's a virtue. The path to paradise. If the door is locked, open it. Use the password for the prison gates. Dr. I've forgotten his name. Anyway, that quack has it posted. He should be here too. I mean, 4 numbers would have been good enough, but he kept on going. Isn't it a shame? I'm not there. Aren't you irritated? I long for you, but you're so cruel. Still, I want you, Heather. Stanley Coleman. That's a pretty good line to, when you're not there, just you're talking to someone, say, hey, I'm not there right now. Doesn't that bother you? Aren't you irritated that I'm not there right now? How do you even stand it with me not in the room with you at the moment? I feel bad for you. I pity you that I'm not there with you. I'm always here with me, so I'm doing okay. But don't know how you get by. A typewritten memo written here. What's this supposed to mean? The first is larger than the second. The second, twice the third. The third, smaller than the fourth. The fourth is half the first. 4 of the numbers are not repeated. 3 are not in the top row. 2 are not in the right row. 1 of the numbers is the final key. And what does that mean? It means this. We got a number password that we need to solve. So, okay, think about that. First is, okay, so 4 numbers. The first number is larger than the second. The second is twice the third. So you try to eliminate possibilities. If the first is larger than the second, that means that the first could not be 1, right? And the second number could not be 9. If the second is twice the third, that means that the second number has to be even. It has to be 2, 4, 6, 8. Can't have an odd number. The third number is smaller than the fourth, which means that the third number cannot be 9 either. The fourth is half the first. So if the fourth is half the first, that means the first has to be even as well. Also, that limits the numbers that either the first or the fourth could be, right? So the fourth would have to be either 1, 2, 3, 4. Could not be 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. So the first would it could only be, what, 2, 4, 6, 8 then? Something like that. 4 of the numbers are not repeated, so they all have to be individual numbers. 3 are not in the top row. So only 1 of the numbers could be in the top row. The top row of numbers was 1, 2, 3, right? So only 1 of the numbers could be either 1, 2, or 3. The other ones have to be larger than that. 2 are not in the right row. The right row is what, 3, 6, 9? So that means that 2 of the numbers are either 3, 6, or 9. 1 of the numbers is the final key. I don't know what that means, actually. This clue, 1 of the numbers is the final key, I'm actually not sure what that is supposed to mean. So basically what you would do is just think about the facts that you're given and just eliminate numbers as you go. Maybe I should have I didn't think about it, but maybe I should have like a visual aid on screen and we could cross off numbers as we go. But if we were to do that, we would eventually get down to 8, 6, 3, 4. I have like a little post-it in front of me that I was doing the numbers crossing off on when I was playing the game earlier. That's a gun nurse back there. She's packing heat. Enemies with guns, not common in Silent Hill. Anyway, where are we right now? We're on the 2nd floor, and we've got these M rooms. But that's broken. Yep. We're going to turn off the alarm. The time says, what is that? 9:52, I think is what that says. Attaché case is locked. And we got a 4-digit number we need. Well, we do have a 4-digit number that we could use. There we go. I got a camera. Nothing else interesting. It's quite an old camera, too. I wonder how it fit in there. Instant camera. Unlike a normal camera, you can see the developed photos right away. Wow, what incredible cutting-edge technology. You take a picture and you can see it immediately, as opposed to how cameras usually work, which is that you take the picture, you don't know how it's going to turn out until you drop off the film, and then you pick up the film the next day, you actually get the pictures, you can see how they came out. Man, technology is incredible. Imagine actually being able to see the photos you're taking as you're taking them. Here's M5. Oh, hello. You got another party in here. I took a bad hit there. Just collapsed. Well, here is a first aid kit, and I guess I probably need it. We'll just leave the nurse party to whatever they're doing. M6 is broken. And we got a bunch of TVs stacked in the corner. And that is all the rooms here. Oh no, there's examining room 3. I missed that one. There we go. The start time is my key. Well, I mean, that's a clue to a puzzle we've just did. He has a tattoo on his arm saying that the key, that the passcode to his briefcase is the time that he sets his alarm clock to. I don't know why you get that tattooed on your arm. Maybe he forgets. He has to remind himself of that. There's a medical record here. Could this be for this dead guy? Background unknown. Name, age unknown. Not admitted patient. Found in poor mental state on hospital grounds and temporarily installed in room M4 at chief's discretion. Died late tonight from blood loss due to severed carotid artery. Was grasping own kitchen knife in right hand. Assumed this was cause of neck wound. Possible suicide, but wound angle suspicious. Sent to 2nd floor treatment room for further investigation. Have received no proof or corroboration of event from patient residing in the same room. Have not notified police. However, for future necessity, leave victim's bed and effects intact, room M4. So, little clue right here, that maybe there's something in room M4. I don't know if you really need the clue. You'll probably figure it out without it. More nurses nursing it up in here. So you gotta watch out, because I think that there is a nurse with a gun down there. Oh, yep, here's someone here. I guess we're by the elevator, though. So, let's head back to the first floor, since we can't go up to the third in the elevator. Because we have picked up some items. In C4, we can see a circle. Why don't we go check that out? So Heather circled where the key was. And on the second floor, we did pick up some nail polish remover. We used the nail polish remover. I got a stairwell key. Stairwell key. This was stuck to the wall in the hospital room. It says office wing stairs. So the office wing is over here, and there is a locked door that leads to stairs. So let's head over there. We can hear some breathing, but, I mean, we're right here by the store. All right, we're in the stairwell. So even though the elevator is limited to the floors you can go on, the stairs are not. Let's head down to the basement and see if there's anything here. There's broken locks. That's what's down here. Submachine gun bullets are down here. Oh, it's a wheelchair. What? But I don't... A wheelchair? How could... This doesn't add up at all. Oh, a submachine gun's fine, though. Someone was clearly using it. The blood trail continues into the elevator. Part of me wants to peek in, but then it's a little creepy, too. So I get maybe whoever was in that wheelchair got lit up in the elevator. I don't know. But we can't get in there to see. Lock's broken. It's all just junk. I don't think there's anything important here. There's a suspicious space between the shelf and the wall. Whoops. I can't squeeze into there. There's no way I can move the shelf either. Streaks of blood, as if something got dragged, are continuing on to the back of the shelf. No, it's more like they start from the back of the shelf. Well, first of all, we can take a look at the weapon we just picked up. Submachine gun holds 32 rounds of ammunition. Great for its continuous firing. Oh, but we should also think about how we might be able to look around the corner, since there seems to be something there. But Heather can't fit in there. Is there anything we could use to maybe get a look at what's behind this this junk? That's right, shake the photo. It makes it develop faster. 3564 is what it says back there. All right, we got a 4-digit number. And I guess that's all we have down here in the basement. Back up on the second floor. This door was locked before, but now we've unlocked it from the other side, I guess. We don't need to go back to the second floor right now. just to see that that door is now available. But what we can do is go up to the 3rd floor. And what do we have up here? Well, there's a special treatment room, the storeroom, day room, examining room. Also, these S rooms, they said that Leonard and Stanley were up here. So let's have a look around. There's a memo on the wall. Punishment for brutality towards patient. 12 hours confinement in the special treatment room. Dismissal policy no longer in effect. Contact the chief if you have any questions. There's something handwritten on top of the typewritten sentence. The trick is to not leave any marks. And one other thing, this looks like it was written by a different person. The chief is a pervert. Christy would have been better off if she had been fired. This doesn't sound like a great place to work. So if we're reading this right, Christy, maybe one of the nurses, is being confined for 12 hours for brutalizing a patient because apparently no one's getting fired anymore. Like, that's just something we're not doing now. You just get imprisoned instead of fired. And also, do not leave any mark. I guess this is one of the nurses saying, when you brutalize a patient, don't leave any marks. Otherwise, you end up like Christy. Anyway, this room is the special treatment room. So this is the special cells. Lock's broken. It's unlocked. Let's head on inside. Hey, Christy. Whoops, wrong button. Just walk in and constantly flash my flashlight on and off. All right. Man, everyone in the hospital vanishes or becomes monsters, and they forget all about you locked up in the special treatment room. Well, it looks like Stanley is able to get in and out of the special treatment room. No problem there. Flowing freely, your ebony hair like the night sky, scattering fragrance. My heart clamoring in my chest like a storm, you trifle with it. Your pristine glance like a feast when you smile. My thoughts disturbed, my breath like opium, it drives me mad. Eric, a great poet who conveys my feelings so well. I shouldn't have let this place get to me. Should have never have gone crazy. But it's superbly enjoyable to drown in my love for you. But why won't you accept the proof of my love? Don't stand on ceremony now. After all, you and I exist as one. What I give to you is the same as what I give to me. Stanley Coleman. Stanley is getting into it, getting all poetic. But also a strange thing is that he mentions Heather has waves of ebony hair. When, I mean, you can kind of tell that she bleaches her hair because, you can see the roots, but we haven't seen her as her hair as being ebony. Yep, that's the stairwell. Nothing but cleaning supplies in this locker. Stun gun battery. Health drink. Health drink. There's a good variety, but nothing I would need. Good variety of what? I don't know. Actually, we should try the stun gun. We haven't tried that yet. We should also try this save point. Wow. No. Looks like this elevator is working now. Didn't let us go up to the 3rd floor before, but I guess it fixed itself. All right, so the only thing that we have left to do is go down this hallway with the rooms, but there is another password. Okay. So let's look at our memos. Fortunately, we do keep all the information we do find. Find Stanley's diary. Oh, backside of the shelf. That's what we need. 3564. Ahem. So many rooms, so many locks to be broken, because you know most of them will be. Oh, the first one is not, though. These rooms are tiny, though. Not a lot of room to move around in here. Health drink. Tissue and an alarm clock. Huh. The clock's broken, but otherwise no big deal. And a magazine. So there's some reading material in here. Just a magazine. Just some kind of gossip magazine. Teaching Despair, Hope House. Hope House, an orphanage on the outskirts of Silent Hill, but behind its false image is a place where children are kidnapped and brainwashed. Hope House is managed by the Silent Hills Smile Support Society, a charity organization sometimes called 4S. It's true that 4S is a well-respected charity that takes in poor children without homes and raises them with hope. But at its heart, it's a heathen organization that teaches its own warped dogma in lieu of good religious values. Mr. Smith, temp, who lives near Hope House, had this to say: Sometimes at night, I can hear the weird prayers and the sounds of the children crying. I went there to complain one night, but they ran me right out. Since then, hasn't changed a bit. In fact, this reporter was refused admission when he attempted to take photographs in the facility. What exactly do the folks at Hope House have to find? During my investigations, I was able to discover, however, a suspicious-looking round concrete tower, which appears to be part of their facilities. Unfortunately, no one was willing to tell us what the tower was used for, but it seems unlikely that it has anything to do with the business of raising orphans. It may, in fact, be a prison or a secret place of worship. The cult religion that operates Hope House is known by the locals simply as the Order. It's a religion that is deeply interwoven with Silent Hill's history, but its worshippers' fervent belief that they are among the elite chosen people has a dark and dangerous side. I intend to continue my investigation of Hope House and the cult behind it. I've always believed that telling the whole truth and showing the children the true path is our most important duty. Joseph Schreiber. Hope House. I feel like I've heard that name before. So, this is something that does not come up again in this game, but does in Silent Hill 4, as Joseph Schreiber is a character from that. The orphanage and the tower in the lake are all in that game. So like in Silent Hill 2, there is a reference to Walter Sullivan killing a couple of kids, and now in this game we have a magazine talking about the Order and this orphanage. So both of those things are references to the upcoming Silent Hill 4. How much was intended at the time that they made these games that these subjects would come back in the fourth game? I don't know. I have no idea. So many broken locks. Give me all these broken locks. Give me the beef jerky. No shortage of broken locks here. All right, S7. I think they said that this was Stanley's room. And we can go inside. And what do we find here? Goodbye, Heather. I'm sorry I wasn't able to respond to your love. That is how I actually... Whenever I miss a phone call, that is actually how I respond. I think people appreciate it. It's all over. Leonard despises me because I made fun of it, saying it would come to this. If it weren't for his meddling, I would have been able to meet you in just a little while. Then I could have taken you to my world. A world for us alone, more beautiful than this one. And I had been waiting for this day, for today, the day I'd see you, the day you'd save me. Today. Heather, watch out for him. Leonard is no ordinary guy. Farewell. I loved you. Heather, my goddess. Heather, my lover. Heather, my... And that's it. The doll is all torn apart. It's really pretty sad to look at. Whoops. I wonder who did it anyway. So, Stanley was looking forward to meeting us, but apparently Leonard had a different idea. And so that's the last of Stanley's notes to us. I saw you just appear there. Look, you're pretending you're walking out of the darkness. I saw you... Oh. Oh, gun. That's a gun nurse. Anyway, we tried S8, and it wasn't working. Well, we weren't here to meet Stanley anyway. We are here to meet Leonard, however, Stanley did seem to indicate that Leonard might be dangerous. And I think that thing about Leonard did say that his room is S12, so let's take a look inside. Well, phone's ringing. Nothing interesting in or around the bed. I guess we should pick up.
Hello?
Claudia.
No, I'm not...
Don't lie to me, Claudia. You're always trying to run from your responsibilities. Have you come to apologize? Or maybe you still don't realize how foolish you've been. The salvation of all mankind. Ah, what a ridiculous dream.
Wait, just listen to me for a second.
I've heard enough from you already. How did you turn out this way? Where did I go wrong?
Listen to me already. I'm not Claudia.
You're not Claudia.
My name is Heather.
Heather.
Who are you?
Leonard Wolf. I'm sorry. I thought you were my daughter.
Claudia is your daughter?
Oh, so you know her, do you? Are you one of her followers?
No, never. When I find her,
I can feel the hatred.
What?
Behind your words. The anger. You plan to kill her, don't you?
I'm sorry, but... She killed my father.
She's a fool. But she's still my daughter. was going to forgive her if she changed her ways, but I see it's too late. Heather, will you help me?
Help you?
I'm locked up in here, and I must stop Claudia.
Where are you now?
I'm not sure myself, but the door is at the end of the hall on the second floor. I think I can be of help to you. I have a seal. Please.
A seal? The end of the hall on the second floor.
Well, if he has a seal, I guess we'll help him out. So, Vincent said we had to find Leonard. He never said why, but Leonard turns out to be Claudia's father, and maybe might be able to help Heather out with this whole Claudia problem. Let's see. He said he was at the end of the second floor. So there's the end of the second floor, M6, but that lock was broken when we went there. And he wasn't an M5 either. But we could go back and check it out. Well, in any case, Heather is found, or at least has now spoken to the person that she's looking for. Doesn't know what this seal business is about, though. Now, did I try every door? Let me just check. Yes, every door has been tried. The day room one, I don't think you can actually get to. So we can go back down to the second floor. Though before we do that, we might as well head up to the roof, see if there's anything there. Well, there are these friends. Got some submachine gun bullets. Also check out what's around here, which is kind of nothing. It's the locked door. Nothing to say here. Yeah, just these two guys just hanging out here up on the roof, having a good old monster time. They're mad that they were interrupted by Heather. Okay, second floor. He said he was at the end of it. Well, there's a door here, just labeled M with no number. Well, it's not on the map, and it wasn't here before. It's doing the thing. It's doing the thing where the thing's here, but it wasn't here before. Doing that thing. Well, I guess we have no choice but to go inside. This doesn't really look like a hospital room, though. It's a very lengthy hospital room with metal gates. By the way, we don't have a map of this area. For whatever reason, this bit is not on the hospital map. How could they leave out these long, winding hallways from the map? Well, now we're trapped in this little area. And there's this. This looks kind of like the save point. Not exactly, though. It has a triangle in the middle instead of 3 circles. And this is actually the seal that was seen in a number of places in the first game. This picture, this one doesn't make my head hurt when I look at it. But I know this one. It must be... What the hell? Was I daydreaming? No, it was more like watching a video in a dark room. But that nurse, I know her. Lisa, who was so heavenly toward me in that hellish hospital room. She did get a little weird, though. Yeah, so that segment was the VHS tape with Lisa on it from the first game. But no voice acting in this version. Lisa's SH1 lines were cut. They were in the original PS2 version, though. We have a fun sound in this room. I think Heather might have some questions, but I don't think he's giving any answers. Well, we're here now, and my red marks have been erased from the map, as will happen. So, we're in the Otherworld Hospital. I mean, we were looking for Leonard. I don't know if Leonard intended for this to happen. But I think right now we'll take a little break. Usually what I've been doing is, with each of these videos, I've been doing 1 level per video. But the hospital is, I think, the longest level in the game, because now we've just done the normal hospital. Now we have to do the Nightmare Hospital. So, take a little break. We're coming back with more of the 3rd Silent Hill.